Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm here with my favorite brushes ever, or like my can't live without brushes video. The sun looks really pretty back here. This isn't something that was requested, I just figured I would do it. I have all of my favorite brushes between eye brushes, like shader brushes, crease brushes, detail brushes, blush brushes, powder brushes, all that stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into it. If you guys want, I will leave all the links down below for every single brush that I mentioned. So first I'm gonna go ahead and start off with eye brushes, and I split them up into 3 categories. The first category is shader brushes. So when I say shader brushes, I mean the brushes that go ahead and lay the powder or the eyeshadow right here onto your lid. There's 2 different ones. This one is the Morphe M421, which has been my new favorite. It just packs eyeshadow so nicely right here. It's very small, as you can see. The detail of it is teeny tiny, so it's able to pack really closely. I can also use it to come in here, and I can also use it to pack eyeshadow right underneath my brow bone. So I love this one. I think it was under $5 and it works amazing. The other one was actually 99 cents, and it's the Wet n Wild brush. I think this is like a concealer brush. I don't use brushes like this for concealer. I use brushes like this for my eyelid. So I absolutely love this. It's super cheap from the drugstore. Most of my brushes are dirty right now, so please keep that in mind. I need to clean them all. But I love this one. I feel like both of these are staples in my brush collection. So now on to my favorite category of face or eye brushes, which are crease brushes. I am obsessed with crease brushes. I feel like you can never find too many crease brushes. There's always some that work better, blend better. I don't know, I just love them. The first one that I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna go in from like biggest to smallest. The first one is gonna be the Morphe M531. This is actually the brush that I use to put my transition shade right in here. I thought it was gonna be way too big because this is a big brush, like, look at it. But it blends eyeshadow so nicely, and sometimes if I put in a color and then I want to blend it out, I go in with this brush because it's so big. But it is pointed at the tip, so it's great because it's tapered. So you can get in there and blend, but you can also soften the edges with this brush. And this one is a Morphe M531. Another one, which you guys have heard me talk about a million times, is the Sephora Pro Crease 10. This was, I think, my first crease brush ever, or my first eyeshadow brush, really. And it's very fluffy, as you can see. It fits right in here. It blends like a freaking dream. This is no longer made, but I'm almost positive it's still on the Sephora website for like on sale. If I can find it, I will list it down below, but I absolutely love this brush. So another fluffy brush that I have is my Sigma E40. I don't use this brush as much, but I do love it. Like, I feel like I can't be without it. It's just a really good blending brush. These 2 together work amazing. Like, this one is a little bit more dense than this one, so this packs more color. This one blends out the colors. This one is the Sigma E40. Another brush that I have from the drugstore is this one here. It's a Wet n Wild brush. Again, it was, I think, $1.99 or 99 cents. Can't remember which one, but it's so fluffy, very soft, and just fits right in here to carve out your crease and blend it at the same time. And it's like under $2. Then for my smaller brushes, I love white haired brushes, like goat hair brushes. They're my favorite because they're rougher and they pack more color on. So first is gonna be the M441, which is this one here, and it's just a good medium-sized crease brush. Then I have the M514, which goes a little bit smaller, as you can see. The tips of them, I like them going from like biggest to smallest. Like, that's how I love my brushes. So this one fits a little bit smaller just to get nice detailed in there. And then I have this one, which I use to pack on the outer corner of the eye and blend upwards. They're all amazing eye brushes. Like, these look almost exactly the same, except this one is a little bit stumpier than this one. Then for my detail brushes, which are some of my favorite brushes, one of them is the Morphe M507, which is this here. It's pretty small. It's black. I love it to put eyeshadow underneath my eye, and also just to pack, like if I'm using black, to pack the black all right there and blend it in. I absolutely love this one. This is a brush that I use and abuse. It's the Morphe E36. I love it to put color here. I love it if I'm doing a cut crease. I love it if I'm just packing color on the outer corner. I love it to blend out my lower lash line. It's just, it's so small. As you can see, it's not focusing. It's super tiny, so I like, look at it next to my pinky. It's really small. So I absolutely love this one. And my new love, this is one of my favorite brushes of all time. I don't think I could live without this brush, is the Morphe M562. It's super long, very flimsy, and very skinny. So it is literally a dream to put right in there. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I don't know what I would do without this brush. Now that I have it, I cannot see myself doing my eye makeup without it. Now on to my eyebrow brush. I use the Morphe E11, which is this one here. It has some product on it. I haven't been using it lately because I've been using a pencil for my brows, but I love this for eyeshadow or for like brow powders, and I also like it for like dip brow and stuff like that. It's just nice and skinny. It picks up product really nicely. It just, I mean.
She just works. She did. She really did.
Now for face brushes. For my foundation, I am a big sponge girl. I use these babies. I use the Beauty Blender. Here's a Beauty Blender. I have these Pure Cosmetic sponges. I need to clean them except for the yellow one. I love them. I just feel like they blend out foundation beautifully. They leave no marks. They leave my face looking really fresh and dewy, which is what I like since I have really dry skin. And if I were to use a foundation brush, it would be the Hourglass. I'm pretty sure it's called the Vanish Foundation Brush. I love this brush for foundation. It buffs foundation so nice. It moves the foundation so seamlessly and so smooth. I just love it. It's so good. It's meant for the Vanish Stick Foundation, but I don't like that foundation, so I use it for my other foundations. I really like it for cream foundations, stick foundations, all those. I just love them. It buffs everything. I even like it for concealer. It fits so nicely under here. I love this brush. Now for setting brushes. I use this brush here, which is the e.l.f. highlighting brush. Most people could use it here. I use it to set underneath my eye, or if I set my powder, I set my under eye with my sponge. I use this to kind of dust the product off. It fits perfectly, as you can see, right under here. If I want to brighten under here, this is the perfect brush. It's perfect to set like right around here. It's perfect to touch up if you need to touch like around your nose. I love this brush, and I think it was like $4 or $5. Next are my contour, bronzing, and blush brushes. So if I'm just going to be doing a regular bronze, I like to use this brush here. It looks like a big paddle. This is the e.l.f. complexion brush, and I absolutely love it. It gives you a nice bronze touch, but it also can contour because it's shaped the way that it is. You can literally dig it right in there. It bronzes here beautifully. It bronzes here beautifully. It goes under here beautifully. Super cheap. I've had this brush for years, and it's still going strong. I've cleaned it a million times. I don't lose hairs. I'm out of breath. I really, really like this brush. Then if I'm gonna contour, this is the brush that I use to contour every single time. It's the e.l.f. angled blush brush. I don't use this for blush. I use this to contour because it's a perfect angle. It's nice and stiff enough, but it doesn't give you like a harsh line. I absolutely love this. It fits right here perfectly. I can squeeze it. If I don't feel like contouring my nose with an actual contour brush, I use this. I pinch it and I just go right down the bridge of my nose. And I love it, and again, it was cheap as hell. Then for blush brushes, I have the Wet n Wild. I don't know what this is. It might be a powder brush. It might be a blush brush. I use it as a blush brush. It was 99 cents. Puts the blush on so nicely. If you have never used these brushes, seen these brushes, tried these brushes, please do your favor and do so, especially if you're on a budget. They're so good. And then for the brush that I use for the most part to blush, it's the Morphe E4. It's this one here. It's angled. I like it. It just literally packs powder onto your cheeks. I've also used it to bronze and contour before. I really like it. It lays product down beautifully. I love it. It's really good. Then for highlighting, I have two brushes here. I have a fan brush, and I do have more of a like defining highlighting brush. This one is the Morphe E310. This one I've had for a really long time. I've used it forever. I love it. If I want more of like a overall highlighted, since this goes like this, like it highlights the cheekbones as well, I'll use this brush. And if not, I will use the Morphe M501, which I use to mainly focus the highlighter right here on the tip of my nose, right here. I'll literally do that here and here. I like it. It picks up a lot of product. It lays down the product really nicely. It blends really nicely. It's nice and small, but it's also tapered and precise, which I like. And then my last two brushes are contouring for my nose. So I bought this brush thinking it was going to be a good contouring brush for here, but it's so small. Like you can see, it's tiny. So I use this to contour my nose. I'll dip into my bronzer and just stamp my contour right here. And this is the Morphe E47, and then I go in with the Morphe E22, and that's this one here, and I just blend out. If I don't feel like stamping my contour and I just want to pick up some bronzer and go, this is the brush that I use because it is tapered. I think it's an eyeshadow brush, but I like it because it fits right in there. And that is it for all of my favorite brushes. I'm going to link them all down below if I can find them. Please let me know if there are other videos that you would like to see. Leave them down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.